But if you could achieve 10 to 100 times more, how many would like to do that? All right, sure you would. So why don't we use the keys? Why is it 999 out of 1,000 don't use them? I want to tell you the story about the circus elephant. Now, this is one maybe you've heard, but it's certainly worth repeating. This elephant is the strongest, most powerful elephant in a circus. And his job when the circus train comes to town is to get that giant pole that weighs hundreds of pounds off of the big 18-wheeler truck, carry it across the field to where they've dug a hole, lift it mightily into the air, and then plop it down into that hole. And then after he does that, his trainer takes a rope tied to his foot, leads him back to where there's a stake about that high, ties the rope to the stake, and the elephant stays there. I've often wondered, now why in the world does that elephant stay there? In fact, I even was so curious, I interviewed an elephant. I said, Mr. Elephant, do you like staying here? Are you crazy? I hate it. Well, why don't you leave? He says, don't you see that rope? I can't leave. Now, this is the same elephant that just minutes ago lifted that moldy 100-pound pole into the air. So I asked his trainer, why does the elephant think that he can't leave? He said, well, when he was a baby, he did leave. And he ran away, but we went and caught him. We brought him back, but we didn't use a rope. We used a big steel chain attached to a steel pole set in concrete. And he tried to get away, and he tried and tried to get away, but he couldn't. And finally, he realized that that chain was controlling his life, and he literally just surrendered. And he said at that point, we could substitute the rope for the chain, and the elephant stays here. That's really sad, isn't it, for that elephant? But what is sadder is that this happens to people. I think most of us in this room have experienced it one time or another. And as you begin to apply these keys, you will experience being tied down to something imaginary. So many people live and die with unfulfilled dreams. And it's needlessly because they are tied down by imaginary stakes.